Hello, this is my review of the Calton case. I've owned a Calton case for over 10 years. I use it for my Martin HD28. And I've got some thoughts on the Calton case. You know, it's a $700 case, kind of a big investment really, when you consider that you could buy a pretty nice guitar for 700 bucks. You could go used and buy a practically brand new Taylor 114 or 214 for that amount of money. So think about it a little bit. Here's my review of the case and also some of my thoughts on the case. Okay, here's my Calton case. You can see it still has fragile stickers on it from the time I flew it to Scotland, which is the reason I bought it. It was $700, I think. So just think about that. You could have a Taylor 114 or even a Taylor 214 for the price of this case. You could have a beautiful guitar or this case. So is it worth it? Let's look at this case. We're zooming in a little bit. Let's look at this case here. And I'll give you my take on the Calton case. There's no doubt it's a good case. I think everybody knows that. I think it came with a lifetime warranty when I bought it. Now, then I heard the company went out of business, but now I see them being sold again. And I always wondered what happens to the lifetime warranty if the company goes out of business. Couple things, it's got a really good leather strap. I mean, that's heavy duty. You know, when I bought the guitar inside this case, which you'll see in a second, it came in, for such a nice guitar, it came in a little cheap molded plastic case that within a month or two had kind of was off the hinges, and so it's got really nice latches. I mean, it is well made. There is zero doubt. Just a well-made case. Let's look at that. I think it's got another one here. And let's open Dracula's coffin and see the curse of my life, this damn guitar that I love and hate. It's beautiful in there, isn't it? Look at that. It looks like a coffin, doesn't it? You take the Martin out, it's got a very nice pocket. So there's no doubt about it. Let's put the guitar back in. It's a great case. Look at that. And I've had a guitar, and this guitar is 16 years old. It's a piece, to me, that guitar is like a Rolex watch or something. It's a nice guitar. But let me tell you, here's the thing about this case. Here's some things you might not like about it. First of all, it costs 700 bucks. You could buy a Taylor 100 guitar, maybe even a 200 guitar for that money. Second of all, it's heavy. I bought this to fly, and that's... Take another quick break for a little guitar. It is a guitar channel after all, and then I'll give my final thoughts on this fine case that is a big investment. No, I bought this guitar to fly many years ago, and you know, all the music prima donnas will say, "Oh, don't you dare fly with the guitar! Let them throw it under the plane." And so I kind of bought into that. Oh, you know, I had to have this great case. And you know, first of all, they let me take it on the plane over there, so I didn't even, you know, they put it in the flight attendant put it up there with the coffee, and it was about as safe as it would be if I took it into probably safer than if it were in a bar. On the way home, it did go under the plane, and my guitar was fine. Here's the thing, I had a flight that I had to like wait in the airport for about 6 hours because I was in England, and I had to go away from one end of this huge airport to the other, and I had to carry this guitar because, oh, you can't let the airport take your guitar. Oh, no, whatever you do, keep the guitar with you at all times. So it didn't occur to me, well, that means if you have a 1.5 mile connector flight to catch, you have to lug that thing. So I had to carry this thing, and it didn't bother me at first, but it weighs a ton. And I mean, it's also heavy. I think it's metal, you know, or it's got metal in it. And if you hit someone in the knees with it, you're going to break their knees. So I've kind of decided it's not a good guitar case for flying. If you have to walk, you know, over a mile, you know, if you're an Olympic athlete or something, you know, I don't mind walking, but it got really heavy, and I couldn't go to sleep with it, and but I was afraid. The airport was crowded, and I was bumping into things. The thing weighs a ton. So the other thing is, this case is good if you run over your guitar with a truck. Now, I will give it that. If you run over your guitar with a truck, this is the best case to have. So if you're a drunk 19-year-old and you leave your guitar in the driveway and your buddy goes, "Oh man, hey, wow, I ran over your Martin with my pickup truck," you say, "Don't worry, I've got it in a Calton case, it's fine." And then Calton will put you in one of their ads. This, you know, guy somebody ran over his guitar with a truck, and thank goodness it was in a Calton case. If you don't think that it's in the possible future that someone's going to run over your guitar with a truck, or, you know, then I don't know if you would want this case. It's heavy. It's heavy as a moose. The other thing about this case is if you drop your guitar, it's still going to break. There's not a case in the world that will stop the neck from snapping on your guitar if you drop your guitar. So it's, you know, it's not shatterproof. There's nothing magic in there that'll stop the guitar from cracking if you drop it down a flight of stairs or something. And the fact that it's so heavy, in my opinion, makes it almost as likely or more likely that you'll drop this case than a lot lighter one. So, you know, there was a classical musician several years ago that had a $1 million Stradivarius or something like that, and he dropped it down a flight of stairs, and that thing was in like a $20,000 case. You know, it was one of these really fancy violins, you know, that you know, really high-end violinist plays, and he had it in like a case that was worth, you know, 10 times more than most expensive violins, and that thing still broke. There's nothing you can there's really not a good. I think this might protect it a little more, but basically it's going to break. And in fact, the case is so heavy, I would worry that it might fall harder than some of these lighter cases. So I think this is a good case. I'm not cutting down the Calton case. I think you have to look at your own situation. But if you actually think, well, it might be a good case to have for flying, well, ask yourself, are you going to get out of the airport and, you know, have to catch a taxi and go, you know, run 2 miles with it? Because in a crowded city, where you know, you're going to get knifed if you knock someone in the knees or something, or hit a little kid. It's that heavy. You know, so you have to ask yourself what you want. You know, I think it's a good case. I think the guitar is very safe and secure in there, And it's the kind of case I think it's just a good resting place for a guitar. I actually don't know if it's a good travel case for the guitar just because of what I said. You know, and that guitar, you know, it's not like it's just an HD 28, you know, they're not that rare or anything, but to me it's a great guitar, and it's a beautiful guitar, and to me it's a guitar that will be good long after I got it. In fact, it'll be better after I'm not on this world anymore. This guitar is going to be better then than it is now. So I think it's a good kind of a parking place for a guitar that you play. It definitely protects the guitar, but I actually don't think it's a good travel case for the reasons I said. So no offense to Calton, but that's my take on the Calton case. It's a hoss though. Let me tell you, if in the unlikely scenario you drive over your guitar with the truck, this case got you covered. This is the one you want. If you don't think you're the kind of person that's going to leave your guitar in a driveway and your friend's going to drive a truck over it, then I'd look at a lighter alternative. There you go. Good night. God bless you. Here we go, Truck Stop Blues. I hope you like it. It's got a little bit of bottleneck in it, just a touch. It's an open G tuning. I would love to do it sometime with many guitars and you know, nice piano, harmony vocals, a nice harp would be really nice in it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do a guitar vocal version. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a sad song. A lot of people are like this in the world, and we tend to overlook them. And we shouldn't, because they're people too. Truck Stop Blues. They say that somewhere there's a truck stop on down the road, on down the line. And sometimes you can see her standing there out in the neon shine. She came from somewhere in the heartland. Now she's somewhere flying high while the cars go driving by out in the truck stop line. But then some things just like nothing when there's nothing left to find. And somewhere is just like nowhere at all when you walk away, leave it all behind. And sometimes it's just like no time when there's no time left for you. And someone is just like no one at all when you're on the street feeling blue. They said mama used to hold her. Another place, another time, another day, before the days were like today, out by the truck stop sign, before baby slipped away from her, slipped away to the night, LA bound, or wherever friends can be found when the trucks roll out of sight. But then some ways it's like no way, when there's no way you can win. And some town is just like no town at all when you wait, but now it's too late to begin.
And some days just like no day, when there's no day but today. And some arms are just like no arms at all at the truck stop where the feelings go away. Oh, pretty girl at the truck stop, pretty girl in the night, pretty girl with the headlights in your eyes and the glow of China white, pretty girl on the highway, sing to me the truck stop blues. Ain't it funny how the choices that we make are not what we would choose?